Garren, welcome.
Norma.
So happy to have you here.
Thank you. I can't believe you.
Your fantastic work.
Can't believe you did this.
Isn't it cool?
Thank you so much.
So I was just about a month ago in London. I work there. I come back and forth. And I did some podcasts while I was there. Some of them were fun with a lot of the current people. And then I did one with Twiggy and one with Penelope Tree. And I was thinking about you because as I was having a conversation with both of them, their hair was a very big factor in the influence they had over a generation, right? And you, if I think about hair and the power of that in fashion and beauty, it's so much a part of what people remember. And you have had such an impact for a bigger, longer period of time than they actually have. You've got, you and I are like trying to see how long. So first of all, what are your thoughts about that? You understand that it was the haircut Twiggy got that turned that around. And then that's what you said. Right.
So
right. Mm. Yeah. 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 Oh my God. Right. No. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Mm. Yeah. 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 Yes. Yeah. You did some, I just followed every hairstyle you've done because, first of all, you come from knowledge. You can do a hairstyle from any period. You can do them and you can do them accurately. You don't do sort of a try to do it. So having that history, being able to do all of that, you can do new in a so much better way, right?
Because you deconstruct it.
Yes. Right, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. No, I actually started in 67. Okay. Yes.
Roosh with cut out and it was brilliant. And I go, what? She goes, and I,
Oh my God.
you
That
nailed
is
it.
so funny. Well, right.
Yeah.
That is so
And a cut
funny.
out.
Absolutely. Right.
Norma's baby. Mhm.
That's funny. Mm. Yeah.
It's so much.
Yeah, and I think the also the work that you've done on celebrities, where I think Madonna, you probably did some masterpieces, I have to say, because to me, she really took her image and said, I'm going with this. And then there were people like you around to be able to take it there, right? With the skill to do it. And if you look, and at any time, if you look at that period, it was a masterpiece of photographs and work that, I mean, right. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, of course I do.
Of course.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Mhm. Yeah. 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 Yes. Yeah. 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 No, she definitely. Yeah. 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 Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 I totally. Yeah. Fast. Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah. 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 Mm. Yeah. Yeah. It's fascinating because you need to know the history, right? You need to have a point of reference to today to know where the open door is. Like, where can you go into an area that would be new, but without the point of reference, you don't really, it's like, what road do you take? I don't know. You don't know where you came from. You don't know where you're going.
Right.
But I'm curious about how you got into hair. Like, what was how did it, like at 13,
13.
excuse me?
It was,
Oh
my mother
God.
was,
Whoa.
and she wore.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Uh-huh.
Try to.
I can't believe
So-
you. Yeah.
And I.
Now, how did you know to do this? Right.
Then it was.
Right. Yes, I know.
So I got my mother.
All right. Oh, great. Right.
And
And how old are you at this point? I can't.
by
Oh my God.
prior, but it was like a day
My
or
God.
4. To get
the license.
So my
Yeah.
sister and we all drove to Buffalo.
Right. No. Yeah. 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 Yep. Yeah. I remember. So my obsession with Marcel waves
Yes.
is, I don't know if I ever told you this, but when my mother was younger, she had a salon.
No, I didn't know
Yes. So she was born in 1915. So she was right in that
Right. She's
Marcel wave.
My
Yeah.
mother.
So, so she would do Marcel waves. And I remember seeing pictures. Now, like this is when I'm a teenager.
Right.
And I said, Mom, you have to do my hair like this. And it takes too much time. I'm not doing it. And so I would say, if I clean the house, if I iron the clothes, will you please, will you please? And then every once in a while she would and do it. And I didn't want to sleep. I didn't want to do anything because it was so fantastic. So I remember, and I knew that you would know how to do it. It's like, it's very hard if you don't really know how to do it.
Well,
yeah.
so.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Her look
yes.
herself.
Yes.
Somewhere. Because
Yeah. You have to have those skills.
Remember everything.
Yeah.
You're going to be able
with
to
the
move
body.
in it.
Yeah.
With the, all
it's the
comes
same. Yeah. 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 You have to.
You have to be able.
Right. Yeah. 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 Right.
Headshot.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right.
you have
It's
38.
specific. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the,
Yeah. Mm.
doing their
Layers.
makeup
Layers.
and more. And,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and a major
Knowing. Yeah.
statement.
Yeah. Knowing
You know,
that you can do that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was real.
Yeah. Well, it's also to be a makeup artist and not do makeup. That's real skill. That's real intelligence. That's real authority, right? To sometimes do less or the reverse of what's expected, that really comes with time and confidence.
And act
Right. Right. Yeah. Right.
Man, and gray.
What? No. Oh my God.
And I'm in the area and I'm like freaked out because
Whoa.
and then
I bet.
it-
Yeah, I bet. In fact, I
but
think I know the photo you're talking about. Yeah.
really
Yes. 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 Yeah.
normal woman, she's blonde, whatever. From the
Oh,
she
really?
got
Really?
and
Yes. I
like,
mean,
it
but
was,
that is
it
amazing.
was
Yeah.
I mean
Yes. I mean,
was
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I like
Yeah. Really?
saying
Yeah.
so and
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So it's interesting. What is intuitively when you're working with a makeup artist, it could be someone you work with all the time or somebody new, and you see that the makeup is going in a different direction than you thought it was going to go in, which could happen, right? Somebody can be inspired and go somewhere else. Sometimes that's great, but sometimes it contradicts maybe the ideas hair and makeup shouldn't relate, or it should totally relate, but maybe the message. So what do you do? Like, do you just like, yeah, right, right, yeah, right, right, right,
so
right,
blush
yes,
and liner.
yes, yeah,
Get
yeah, yeah.
like on a photograph to
Right.
save it.
Yeah, 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 Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Big
Right. Yeah.
drops.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
did-
Amazing. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
you
Mm. Yeah. 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 So the impact of the magazines obviously is so different now, and it's we're in a culture that's digital, and
Right.
so much of it is seen on social media. Um, how is that affecting? Do you think the popularity of fashion and hair and beauty? I mean, it is a different game completely.
totally.
Yeah.
Uh,
No,
Ellie,
Haley Bieber.
Haley.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
about
Mhm. Right. Wow.
and why
Wow. Yeah. 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 Mm. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm. Yeah. Ah,
Okay.
yeah, right,
Church.
right, right,
Wait.
right. Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah, or for the
your room
moment,
for the
or for
moment.
the moment. Yeah,
And
yeah, right, right. Yeah, yeah. They have.
it's
Mm,
not
yeah, it's such a. I mean, I remember every celebrity shopping themselves
absolutely
all the
share
time. Yeah,
out and about.
everybody, Farrah, everybody. Um, and then in came the stylist,
Right.
and it just cut them off from trying
The
somehow to find
experience
their own
style.
who are they, what's my style, and then having somebody who looks at this and says, let's try this hair, what do you think, like having a conversation and interaction. And I did so many Oscar gowns for Raquel Welch. Talk about collaboration.
Right.
She knew her body. She was a perfectionist. She was a Virgo perfectionist. And it was really great working with her because she knew exactly what was right for her. And I was listening and really taking in the way she understood herself. And then she learned to trust me to come up with
To the
things
next.
that I would like, I'm going to outthink you on this one.
Right.
And so we had a great time every time there was one of these. It was like a game and it was fun.
Right.
And there was never anybody else involved in the process, ever. It is a shame that that personal connection doesn't happen. Then she would have her hair and makeup people and
Right.
whatever.
Well,
And
it became
sometimes, yeah,
wash.
or she could do her makeup better than any makeup artist because she would drive them crazy the minute they
Well,
touched
the
her
same
face.
with you could
Right.
do
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Right.
see
Right.
through.
Right. Yeah. 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 Still. Yeah. It is.
And
Yeah.
because
Trust.
She
Yeah.
trusts.
Yeah. Oh,
And
that's great.
it's you know,
Yeah.
I could, you know what I mean? It seems,
yeah.
she,
Yeah.
no, look too short.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But we did. And she, thank
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I
that
have
doesn't.
no. I actually, I think, I think Stephen, you might have even done this when Stephen did a spread on Madonna for Vanity Fair, and yeah, and those pictures were so great. It was mostly my clothes, and they were just. I looked. I maybe about a month ago. I was looking at these pictures. They just came up. That we have an archivist because I'm putting all of my archive on AI, and she was like, "Oh my God, look at these!" And I was like, "Wow, those were really fantastic." I mean, just that moment in time, and that those pictures, like everything was synced perfectly, right? Her hair, makeup, the clothes, the styling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah,
Find
uh, yeah,
is
mm, yeah, yeah, hmm, hmm. Right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, it's sort of everything. When you said AI before, it's back to the facelifts and the makeup and everything. We've gone into an avatar era, right? Where everything is sort of this avatar version of life. And I think it's probably what is likely to happen since AI is so much in the conversation. But I do think we're going to crave the human part of things where everything isn't perfect, where there's the human nuance, those mistakes that happen that are better, right? Right. So what? Yeah. Yeah. Immediately with 12 people. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm. Right. 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 Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. The you know, what I'm doing with AI is I'm taking my archive and creating the next chapter of Norma Kamali. So you can put in a prompt and you will only get Norma Kamali from the program I have because it's an isolated program. So you can put in a prompt for certain, I want a swimsuit. These are all AI generated, by the way. Right? Yeah. 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 It's all,
But you
yeah.
still,
It can only be, see, it can only be Norma Kamali. But I am very clear, and I asked ChatGPT this. I use ChatGPT all the time. I use AI all the time. And I said in my prompt, do you have emotions, passion, a soul, feelings? No. You need to have emotions, passions, feeling to be artistic, creative. I asked ChatGPT, are you creative? I can be creative if you give me something to work with. So it can't create the original, but you can do a hairstyle and then you can ask ChatGPT, how many versions of this can you do? Something like that. So for instance, my gray sweats, remember?
Yes.
So all of a sudden they're getting so much attention. People are telling me on several collections that they've seen Norma, and it's basically the gray sweats. So I posted some of the gray sweats on social, and one after the other, do it again, bring it back, bring it back. Now I did it. I've evolved from there. I've gone so many layers after. What am I going to do about it? So I think, okay, I can duplicate them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those styles. We're archiving now to put that whole group together. I keep pointing to where my computer is.
I understand what
it's over there. And so that then I'm going to test to see if I'm not here, how will this company take that challenge? Because it's only going to be Norma Kamali. No matter what they write, no matter what they prompt, what's going to come out. We want a swimsuit like this, or we want a gown, or whatever. It's going to come out as Norma Kamali. So we're going to do that exercise with the gray sweats. So that's where AI has a real kind of purpose.
Right.
It's, well, first of all, yeah. Yeah, it's so right. Well, it's in my programs. My program is isolated. So I don't, like, you see a lot of designs where you see Rick Owens and Tom Brown. It's all in one garment, right?
Right.
Mine, there's nobody else in mine, and I'm not out there in it. However, no designer, as you know, is protected. But there is a strong possibility, and I believe, that the industry, the AI industry, is looking for, like, whether it's Microsoft or all of these companies, OpenAI, they're looking for guardrails. They're looking for IP protection, because that's the big concern, right? If and when, which they will do because they have to do it, when they find the way to protect IP, I will then take my archive and put it under the AI protection. And for the first time in my life, in the fashion industry, fashion can be protected. So it may be through AI that this can actually be done. You, as a person who's creative with hair, can actually, I think there are opportunities, new business opportunities that don't exist now. So say this protection, these guardrails are put up, and you create maybe 6 new hairstyles that have never been seen before, right?
Well, nothing's ever.
But you've done things that have taken something, but you took it 3 steps further. So it's new. So say you have 6 of these and you put them under the guardrails. There could be, and some things like this are in music and other industries now, and they're not all there yet, but I see that then you can charge a fee or a license. You want to use it? This is the fee you have to pay. If you want to use it for the purpose of your company, this is the license fee. You just steal it, here's the how you'll get charged. So I think the future in AI will have things like this that we don't have now. The fact that there are no protections in fashion. I mean, so many times I thought I was going out of business because people were taking my designs, making money on them, and I was trying to pay rents. So you know that it's tragic for young designers to be vulnerable like that. Yes. Yes.
Place.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't do that. Yeah. Yes. No. Yeah. Well, yeah, but there, you're right. Yeah. And yeah. Something. Yeah. Yeah. No. And so when I do a photo shoot, I use real models. I'm not using avatars. It's not what I would do. I just don't do that. However, when I'm doing AI things for design, like this face is not a face of a model I use, but it is like a face of 6 of the models I've used blended together. And it's for a project. Not to sell from, but that was a project. For you, the program I have is the program that your company should have, because it then will only have your work. Yeah,
You
no.
know, like,
And
what
then
are you
it's, yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
On
No.
different folders.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
whole
No,
dynamic.
I totally,
It's like a
yeah.
search.
Yeah.
on
Yeah. But
all its rolled
yeah.
up when you
Yeah.
focus.
Yes. Yeah. No, but the truth is, and if you want to know, the guy who did mine could do it and for you, and where it's protected, you could put your whole archive in there. You could do every hairstyle you ever did, put it in there, and then you could do, what happens is, I took a course at MIT on generative AI because I needed to know. I wanted to do this. And so what happens is, it's like if you put a whole bunch of things in a bag and you shake it up, and then out comes something, and it's something that's totally you. You'll look at it and say, I could have done that. In fact, I've done it with my clothes, and it's like, oh my God, that looks just like what I could do. And it's exciting. And it sort of takes your legacy even further. And you're somebody that should have this legacy because you have such a rich history. I mean, seriously, I don't know. Right. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Where she was singing.
Oh my God. Right. Right. That's such a great shot.
It's like her voice is big.
Yeah.
Dress.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 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 It's
So
different. Yeah. But
makeup is different.
Yeah. Possibly. But I think what you will find interesting the more you get involved with AI is that I treat it like a new form of creativity. So, I'll show you my sample room before you leave it. I have a great sample room. I love designing. I love cutting, doing everything, right? So, well, but what happens is, so all of these designs. Many of them I made the patterns of because I can do it so quickly. It's in my head. I've been doing patterns for 50, 60 years. I can do it. But what happens with AI is I have this program that can do all of these things, that can design into the, just like Karl Lagerfeld did Chanel, if he went to her archive. Somebody could come in here. It's AI is my Karl Lagerfeld, right? But I started to play with the program, and everything I was told not to do, I started doing. And all of a sudden, these incredible images appeared. And you know, when you see a great photo, like something wonderful happen, you scream, because it's just like you scream, you can't hold it in. That's what was happening to me. I would come in on Sundays and like these images, and it starts like a cloud, and then the image comes out. And I would do 8 of them or 20 of them, and they just kept coming and coming and like losing my mind. Why? AI was doing Norma Kamali designs from prompts, but it doesn't have to pay the rent. It doesn't have to worry if it fits. It doesn't have to worry how much it costs. It doesn't have to worry about anything. So it is just this free spirit of creativity, of every creative thing I've done, it's using, but it doesn't have the burden of, will these sell so that I could pay the rent, right? So I think about it all. I don't let one outweigh the other, but AI, just creative. And I can see this unabashed, creative stuff happening that's all Norma Kamali. So I'm losing my mind over the creative fun. And you'll find that with AI, once you get the gist of it, that it's going to open another door for you that you didn't realize. And the image right now is the things that are kind of like, what the heck is that? What is, I'm not sure what that is. But when you see there are these other opportunities, then it's very exciting. You have this extraordinary archive. That is an asset that has a lot of value. And so people that have archives, I think, have to take advantage of it. Look at all the design houses. They have different designers all the time. So where's the archive, right? There is no archive. And how many people who've done hair have done quality hair for quality situations for the amount of years you've done it consistently? I mean, I don't know. You name them. I'm having a hard time thinking, yes, there are people who've done fun, interesting things, but in different kind of buckets of time. But you've never kind of faltered. There's just some, it's incredible. It's really needed. Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
What?
Right.
Or whatever.
Right. Yeah. I know. Yeah. It's very much a part. Yeah. Or because it's very hard to have a long attention span now. I do say, and it's almost 60 years of having a staff. I do think there are some very focused young people in the newest generation that will be a part of that. But I also think technology will be the better assistant.
Right.
I think you will find, and I will find, and other people will find that maybe robots do a better job for certain things, or certain types of assistants, whether it's digital assistants or whatever, will end up doing some of those things. And it doesn't seem possible that we can accept that. But look,
No.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Now,
yourself.
how many people are thinking about that now?
None.
Yeah.
But
No. Yeah, I know.
And it doesn't.
Yeah.
Way down.
Yeah. 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 Mm. Right. What?
What?
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm.
see through.
Yeah. Mm.
Fixing them.
I think that we're going through a period, and it's a disruptive period, where any of what seemed proper or what seemed the best is broken down to it doesn't matter, and then it comes back up again. And I think it's moving all the time. But the good thing about social is that there's a lot of information, and your information, like just what you talked about, the ear, the neck. If you went on social and said, if you did every other day a hair tip for hair cutters, and you just did that, you would have a following like you can't imagine, because people want that, but there's nobody giving that to them. But if you did it, which you should do, by the way, if you did it, then people would start to understand what the rules are, and they would start to then think, oh, okay, and have more knowledge and want to be more knowledgeable. And you could probably have more students as a result of it, because they would understand there are rules. There is structure here. It's not break the rules. It's that without the structure, you don't have a base, and that you need the structure. The rules are human things that people make up. Like one brand says, Sassoon, these are the rules for Sassoon, these are the rules for... Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah.
You look at what you're doing, like
right. Right. Now you're killing it. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, they just keep going. Yeah. And knowing when to stop. By the way, I've never trained in any way to cut any hair, right? But every once in a while, somebody in my company has certain, and if you trust me, would you let me cut your hair? And I don't know what I'm doing, but I know what I want the result to look like. And so I've developed confidence in doing this. So I met my husband, who I'm now married, and he's got great silver white hair, beautiful hair. And he was getting these haircuts that were killing me. They were, and you know, I don't want to say, but finally, you know what? Why don't you let your hair grow in a little bit? And he said, well, I'm about to get a haircut. I said, let's give it another week or two. And then, would you let me cut your hair? And I was like, yeah, I don't know, Norma. And I said, trust me. So I gave him a haircut to get the result that I thought would be the most attractive for him. And he said, oh my God, this may be the best haircut I ever had. And it's the worst haircut. Really? But I'm telling you. And I give him all his haircuts now. This is years of, I give him all the haircuts. And if you ever saw them, you would say, what the hell is this? Like the work, the whole thing of it. But without, the point I'm making is, I don't have the skill, but I have an idea of the outcome. And I think half of it, of this cutting away, is what is it you want to see? What are you doing? You're chopping away in a corner. What do you want to see? Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Yeah. Right. 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 Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I think the idea of, for whatever creative goal there is, for me with clothes or something that I'm trying to achieve, having a sense of the way you want to go with it is very helpful. It doesn't mean that you're going to get there. Sometimes better things happen. Right. Yeah. Or it's not. Yeah. And so many times I'm doing a design, the pattern's done, we're seeing it in a fitting, and I look at it and I hate it. It's like, this is terrible. And then I start cutting and tearing and doing things, and all of a sudden, whoa, okay, I dropped it off the shoulder. I took off the sleeve. I cut this one up. I did an angle here. And all of a sudden, wow, this looks good. Something happened here that I haven't seen before that's more exciting than where you were going. And that can happen all the time. Right? Mm. Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And me too. Me too. Right. I yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. They're interacting with it.
And I
Yeah.
cannot.
Mm. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Here.
Mm. Yeah.
Right.
Mm. All right. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Yeah. 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 I think it's
But we're going.
we're about to see change, big change, and the fashion industry is really going to be challenged. I think, Saks and Neiman's and all of these companies being bought and taken over, and you want something better to happen, but I don't know if we're really ready for the disruption. I think it's going to be really big. Um, and I think we need it. Sometimes I know in my career, I've disrupted my own company, my own self many times just because I can't do this anymore. I have to change it up. But because our industry is so slow to change anything, um, it's going to happen to us. And that's going to be interesting. Mm-hmm.
Try it out. And I was, how it's going to look on.
Yeah.
Because
yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. But what happens is, because it's so easy to order online, you can order and see the way styles fit, and you can always return everything and know what the brand feels like, fits like. So the longer we've been doing this, the more people know how the clothes fit. So then it's easier for them to shop going forward, and we have people who walk them through it. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Right. Yeah. I think the what happens
So how do
yeah. Well,
how do we
but see
pull out?
but the problem is the shopping experience changed also, because the amount of people who actually can help you in a store with expertise is diminished greatly. Unless you're spending tremendous amounts of money on a gown, then you'll have somebody helping you. So the shopping experience has definitely changed. And so there'll be versions of it. I'm thinking about some new ideas for what we can do also. And we, tonight starts people coming to see this, and we're extending it more and more to our customers. This is for buyers and press and everything, but then we have 2 sessions coming up this week where our customers and people who post themselves in my clothes on Instagram, we've invited them up too, so that we can do more and more of this. And I have an idea for a new kind of shopping experience where we can help and interact with the clients, but also it's so important to touch and feel it before you buy it too, or get a sense.
Or to see how,
yeah.
And
Oh
you have
my God. Mm. No, you got to
you put it on.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I think, it's this is a work in progress now. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
geez,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah. And even they have little teams. If they can afford a little bit of money, then they have people doing stuff for them, which kind of takes away the expression. Yeah. 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 I know. I know. Well, it keeps people. Yeah. No, it keeps people employed. Yeah. It's
level.
It is an interest. It's so much fun to do those things. Yeah. But yeah. No, it's true. It's true. But I do think we're in that time. It's about to just go in a completely different direction. And I'm happy to live through that. I'm looking forward to it. Yes. Yeah. Well,
which is great. I just think about how.
Well, there's some survival instinct when you see this isn't right. COVID was an interesting experiment on survival, right? Think about, I thought, oh God, out of all the things to put me out of business, I thought, I don't know how to run a business now. I'm pretty okay at it. I'm still here. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do it. And then I thought, survived all of this, and now COVID is going to take me down. No way. Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. Wow.
Energy.
Yeah. 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 Interesting. Yeah. So what sign are you? Oh, really? Wow. That's fantastic. A little pressure, not too much. Yeah. 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 Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I think
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's why, all the people I know who are really good at what they do, there's a Virgo presence there for sure. I mean, it's important. Anyway, this was so great having you here.
Well, thank you for
and everyone watching this podcast, if you click follow and leave a comment about the time I've had here with the amazing Garren, I'm sure you'll be inspired to look up more about him, and I hope you do. Hey, press follow and leave a comment after you listen to the podcast. Thanks.